album needs a laugh track. It needs a laugh track.
The air crackles with a tension that extends far beyond the glitz and glamour of Hollywood. A seismic shift has occurred, a legal earthquake that has sent tremors rippling through the entertainment industry and beyond. A staggering billion-dollar defamation verdict has been delivered, a judgment so significant that it threatens to dismantle one of daytime television's most iconic yet frequently controversial shows. This isn't simply about the eye-watering sum of money involved. It's about the fundamental power dynamics that govern the relationship between celebrities and the media, the often blurred boundaries of free speech, and the burgeoning demand for greater accountability in an era defined by instant opinions, viral outrage, and the relentless pursuit of clicks. The central question echoing across newsrooms and social media feeds is this: could this lawsuit serve as a catalyst for profound and lasting change, reshaping the way the media interacts with public figures and ultimately redefining who bears the responsibility for the potentially devastating impact of their words? We're embarking on a deep dive into the case that has captivated the world's attention, a story of resilience, legal warfare, and the fight for truth in a world increasingly saturated with misinformation.
What do the two of you like to do for fun if you're not working?
To have dinner, sometimes quiet dinner or dinner with friends, and listen to the music, all kind of different musics.
I hear he likes to be the DJ.
He likes to be the DJ, and it's very fun night when he does that.
The origin of this legal battle, the spark that ignited such a ferocious and protracted conflict, lies in what initially seemed like a relatively routine event, a performance at a presidential inauguration. Carrie Underwood, the celebrated country music star renowned for her soaring vocals, unwavering authenticity, and squeaky clean image, accepted an invitation to perform America the Beautiful at the inauguration of Donald Trump. This was not just any performance, it was a performance at a deeply divisive moment in American history, a time when the nation was sharply polarized along political lines. Underwood's decision to participate, therefore, instantly thrust her into the center of a heated and highly charged political debate. The immediate backlash was both swift and intense, a torrent of criticism that threatened to overwhelm her carefully cultivated public persona. While some fans lauded her patriotism, viewing her participation as a unifying act of respect for the office of the president, others felt betrayed, accusing her of implicitly endorsing Trump's controversial policies and aligning herself with a figure they considered to be deeply divisive. The political fault lines had suddenly cracked open beneath her feet, transforming what should have been a career highlight, a moment of national pride, into a potential career-ending crisis. Was she simply an artist fulfilling a professional obligation, performing a song she believed in for the American people? Or was she, consciously or unconsciously, sending a coded message that alienated a significant portion of her dedicated fan base? This seemingly simple question quickly became the crux of a national debate, fueling the flames of a controversy that rapidly spiraled out of control and engulfed the mainstream media.
So, Sonny Hostin, you better watch what you say about somebody else, because your hood gonna be down there with Big Tony. Your husband, these people, the audacity. Her husband is being accused of something that's far more egregious than what they claim did.
Into this volatile mix stepped The View, the long-running daytime talk show renowned for its lively, often combative discussions of current events, and its presenters' unapologetic embrace of controversial opinions. What initially began as relatively measured commentary on Underwood's inauguration performance swiftly devolved into what many viewers, and Underwood herself, perceived as a deeply personal, relentlessly critical, and arguably defamatory assault. Joy Behar, Whoopi Goldberg, and Sunny Hostin, the show's most prominent and influential voices, didn't merely express their disagreement with her decision to perform at the inauguration. They went significantly further, launching a sustained attack on her character, her intelligence, and even the long-term viability of her career. Accusations flew with the force of verbal shrapnel, with some hosts suggesting that Underwood had irreparably damaged her reputation, alienated a substantial portion of her fan base, and effectively committed career suicide. But it was the intensely personal nature of the attacks, the unsubstantiated unsubstantiated insinuation that she was somehow morally compromised, lacking in sound judgment, and fundamentally out of touch with her audience, that truly ignited the inferno and transformed a simple political disagreement into a potential legal battle. The question quickly became, had The View and its hosts crossed the line, venturing beyond the bounds of legitimate commentary and venturing into the dangerous territory of defamation? Was this simply passionate, albeit misguided political discourse? Or did it represent a deliberate attempt to inflict lasting damage on Underwood's reputation and career?
As you may heard, I filed a few lawsuits and I'm in the court now because they accuse me of doing stuff that I never did in my life, and they wrote lies, and I will not allow that. I will fight till the end because I don't want that they damage my reputation and my name.
Carrie Underwood, a figure typically celebrated for her ability to navigate the treacherous waters of fame with grace, composure, and a remarkable capacity for calculated silence in the face of controversy, initially chose to maintain a dignified distance from the escalating furor. She refrained from issuing any public statements directly addressing the criticism leveled against her, shrewdly avoiding any direct engagement with the torrent of negative comments flooding social media platforms. Instead, she quietly focused her energy on her craft, diligently preparing for her upcoming concert tour and immersing herself in the creative process of writing and recording new music. But behind the scenes, while outwardly projecting an image of serene indifference, a bold and utterly unexpected plan was quietly taking shape, recognizing that the relentless attacks emanating from The View had not only been deeply hurtful and emotionally distressing, but also potentially devastating to her carefully cultivated career and brand. Underwood made a calculated and courageous decision that sent shockwaves throughout the legal and entertainment communities. Rather than issuing a carefully worded rebuttal, embarking on a costly PR campaign to repair her tarnished image, or attempting to mend fences with those who had publicly criticized her, she opted for a far more audacious and potentially transformative course of action. She launched a staggering billion-dollar defamation lawsuit against The View, its parent company, Disney ABC, and the individual host responsible for the allegedly defamatory statements. The media world was stunned into silence. It was a quintessential David versus Goliath narrative, pitting a seemingly unassuming country singer from Oklahoma against a powerful and well-resourced media empire with a global reach and an army of high-priced lawyers. Could one individual, even a highly successful and widely beloved one, truly challenge such a formidable institution and realistically expect to emerge victorious from the ensuing legal battle?
Perhaps it's Sonny who mastered the art of making idiots look smart. Now, The View could ask a mirror who's the dumbest one of all, but there's no way that glass doesn't shatter. So instead, let's check out this clip from Monday's episode of The View when the ladies put their science caps on and discuss the solar eclipse.
The foundation of Underwood's audacious lawsuit extended far beyond mere subjective opinions or hurt feelings. Her legal team meticulously built their case around the argument that the statements made on The View were not only demonstrably false and undeniably defamatory, but also made with a deliberate and malicious intent to inflict harm upon Underwood's reputation and career. To bolster their claims, Underwood's lawyers asserted that they had unearthed compelling and irrefutable evidence, including internal emails, internal communications, and witness testimonies, suggesting that ABC executives had actively encouraged the on-air attacks and deliberately fostered a hostile environment designed to amplify the controversy surrounding Underwood. The explicit goal, they alleged, was not simply to spark a healthy and productive debate or to provide informed and balanced commentary, but to cynically boost ratings by strategically targeting a celebrity perceived as holding politically conservative views, thereby igniting a firestorm of public outrage and attracting a larger audience. If these incendiary allegations proved to be true, it would expose a carefully calculated and coldly coordinated media hit job, exposing the dark underbelly of the entertainment industry and raising profound questions about the ethical responsibilities of journalists and the lengths to which media outlets are willing to go in the relentless pursuit of ratings and revenue. The stakes were undeniably high, not only for Underwood, whose career hung precariously in the balance, but also for the entire media landscape, which was suddenly forced to confront uncomfortable questions about its own accountability and its potential for abuse. Was this merely the disgruntled claim of a wounded celebrity seeking retribution for perceived slights, or did it represent the tip of a much larger iceberg, revealing a deeply troubling pattern of unethical behavior and a systemic disregard for truth within the upper echelons of the entertainment industry?
I know, right? I mean, I have to say, Karen Dupiche, our wonderful, one of our wonderful makeup artists, when the earthquake was happening, she put her coat on and she was like, Jesus is coming.
I'm out.
I'm out. I'm leaving. We've got a solar eclipse. We've got the earthquake. She ran down the hallway.
The rapture is here.
The rapture's here.
The ensuing trial quickly transformed into a full-blown media circus, attracting the unrelenting attention of journalists, legal analysts, and an increasingly captivated public. Every twist and turn of the legal proceedings, every shred of evidence presented, and every impassioned argument made by both sides was meticulously scrutinized, dissected, and debated across news outlets and social media platforms. Former ABC employees, some of whom had worked directly on The View, were subpoenaed to testify under oath, offering sometimes conflicting and often highly sensational accounts of the show's inner workings. They painted a vivid and often unflattering picture of a workplace culture driven by the relentless pursuit of controversy, a culture in which journalistic integrity was frequently sacrificed at the altar of ratings, and factual accuracy was often considered secondary to generating buzz and attracting viewers. Some witnesses claimed under oath that producers routinely pressured hosts to push for more inflammatory narratives, even when evidence was lacking or contradictory, and that they were explicitly encouraged to target individuals perceived as holding conservative or politically incorrect views. Others even alleged that there had been a deliberate and systematic effort to blacklist Underwood from any future appearances on the network, effectively punishing her for daring to express opinions that did not align with the show's prevailing ideological bent. Each new revelation was more explosive and potentially damaging than the last, riveting the jury and leaving the public on the edge of their seats, wondering what shocking secrets would be unearthed next. The central question dominating the courtroom and the public discourse surrounding the trial was this: which side would the jury ultimately believe? Would they side with the powerful and well-connected media conglomerate, or would they empathize with the individual celebrity who claimed to have been unfairly targeted, maliciously defamed, and whose career had been placed in jeopardy by the reckless and irresponsible actions of a powerful media institution? The delivery of the verdict sent a shockwave of unparalleled intensity throughout the entire entertainment ecosystem, leaving behind a trail of both jubilation and profound consternation. Carrie Underwood emerged victorious, not simply with a favorable ruling, but with a staggering financial award that amounted to a virtual denunciation of the practices that had brought her before the court. A cool $1 billion in damages, a sum that served as a potent and unmistakable message to media outlets across the nation and around the world. Almost immediately, advertisers, acutely aware of the shifting tides of public sentiment and increasingly wary of being perceived as supporting controversy and negativity, began to reassess their existing partnerships with The View, leading to a dramatic and precipitous decline in revenue for the once unstoppable show. Rumors of impending internal shakeups and bitter power struggles within the upper echelons of ABC began to swirl with increasing intensity, with some insiders speculating that senior executives could face potential termination or demotion for their alleged role in orchestrating and perpetuating the attacks on Underwood. Was The View, after years of dominating the daytime television landscape and weathering countless storms, finally teetering on the brink of cancellation? Anonymous sources within the network whispered that Joy Behar and Sunny Hostin, two of the show's most outspoken and frequently controversial hosts, were facing intense pressure from above to either resign voluntarily or face the consequences of being publicly terminated. The very future of The View, once considered an invincible force in the world of daytime television, now hung precariously in the balance, its fate uncertain and its reputation tarnished by the stain of the legal battle.
Who hates Christmas? Melania Trump hates Christmas. She destroyed the Rose Garden. She doesn't want to decorate for Christmas. She doesn't want anything to do with him. She doesn't want to sleep in the same room with him. She can't tolerate him. I think she hates him.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, so we can all agree on that. That's a given.
Allegedly.
And she doesn't.
Yeah, how do you know all this?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know.
You don't know all this.
Allegedly. That's why I say allegedly.
I also think that she wants to take him out. She does not want to be the first lady anymore.
In a remarkable and almost unbelievably ironic twist of fate, Carrie Underwood, the artist who had been seemingly destined for a career-ending fall from grace and permanent pariah status within the entertainment industry, experienced a phoenix-like resurrection, rising from the ashes of controversy to achieve even greater heights of success and public adulation. The lawsuit, far from destroying her career and banishing her from the spotlight, had unexpectedly transformed her into a potent symbol of resilience, personal courage, and unwavering commitment to her deeply held principles. Longtime fans, fiercely loyal and deeply sympathetic to her plight, rallied behind her with unprecedented enthusiasm, flooding social media platforms with messages of unwavering support and driving concert ticket sales to record-breaking levels. Sponsors who had initially hesitated to align themselves with her brand, fearing the potential for negative publicity and the risk of alienating politically sensitive consumers, now found themselves eagerly lining up to partner with her, recognizing that she had not only weathered the storm of controversy, but had emerged from it stronger, more popular, and more influential than ever before. Underwood's personal story, her journey from small-town girl to country music superstar to wrong celebrity to legal victor, resonated deeply with countless individuals around the world who felt they had been unfairly targeted, maliciously silenced, or unjustly maligned by powerful institutions and individuals. She had faced down a Goliath of the media world and emerged victorious, proving that even in the often cynical and seemingly insurmountable landscape of social media and instant opinions, there was still a path to justice, a chance for redemption, and the possibility of overcoming adversity through strength of character and unwavering determination. But the story doesn't end with Underwood's victory and the potential downfall of The View. The implications of this case extend far beyond the immediate parties involved, sparking a ripple effect that continues to reshape the media landscape. Legal experts and First Amendment scholars are now engaged in intense debates about the delicate balance between freedom of speech and the right to protect one's reputation, wrestling with the complex question of where to draw the line between legitimate commentary and actionable defamation. Some argue that the massive verdict could have a chilling effect on journalism, making media outlets more hesitant to cover controversial topics or express opinions that might offend powerful individuals. They fear that the threat of costly lawsuits could stifle free speech and lead to a self-censorship among journalists, ultimately harming the public's right to be informed. Others contend that the ruling is a necessary corrective, holding the media accountable for irresponsible reporting and protecting individuals from the devastating consequences of false and malicious statements. They argue that the First Amendment is not a license to defame, and that media outlets have a responsibility to ensure the accuracy of their reporting and to avoid making personal attacks that could irreparably damage a person's reputation. This ongoing debate highlights the inherent tensions between these fundamental principles, raising crucial questions about the role of the media in a democratic society and the need for a responsible and ethical approach to journalism. Looking ahead, the Carrie Underwood case may serve as a watershed moment, inspiring other celebrities and public figures who feel they have been unfairly targeted by the media to take legal action. The success of Underwood's lawsuit could embolden others to challenge what they perceive as biased reporting, malicious gossip, or deliberate attempts to damage their reputations. This could lead to a surge in defamation lawsuits against media outlets, forcing them to exercise greater caution and implement stricter fact-checking procedures. It could also prompt a reevaluation of the standards and practices of daytime television, encouraging talk shows to adopt a more responsible and ethical approach to covering controversial topics. However, it's also possible that the case could have unintended consequences, such as deterring smaller media outlets from covering controversial figures or issues due to fear of legal reprisal. Ultimately, the long-term impact of the Carrie Underwood case will depend on how the media responds to the verdict and whether it leads to a more balanced and responsible approach to journalism. Will it usher in an era of greater accountability, or will it simply create a more cautious and self-censoring media landscape? The answer to this question remains to be seen, but one thing is certain: the Carrie Underwood case has forever changed the dynamics between celebrities and the media, leaving a lasting legacy that will continue to shape the entertainment industry for years to come. This high-profile case has ignited a national conversation about media accountability, the limits of free speech, and the immense power that media outlets wield in shaping public opinion. Where exactly is the line between legitimate criticism, protected by the First Amendment, and malicious defamation intended to inflict harm and damage reputations? Should talk show hosts, television personalities, and other media figures be held legally responsible for the potentially harmful consequences of the often inflammatory statements they make on air, particularly when those statements are demonstrably false, unsubstantiated by evidence, or deliberately intended to incite hatred or division? And perhaps most importantly, will this precedent-setting lawsuit embolden other celebrities, public figures, and private citizens who believe they have been unfairly targeted, unjustly unjustly maligned or maliciously defamed by the media to step forward and pursue legal action, challenging the unchecked power of the media and demanding greater accountability for their actions. The future of media-celebrity relations and the broader landscape of free speech in the digital age remains shrouded in uncertainty, with the potential for both positive reforms and chilling consequences. The dust is still swirling in the aftermath of this monumental legal earthquake, and the long-term ramifications are still unfolding, leaving us to ponder the enduring legacy of this case and its potential to reshape the media landscape for generations to come. What are your thoughts on this case? How do you think it will affect the future of media? Share your opinions in the comments below.